happy to be here at the Reiki Ranch in, what is the name of the town? Now I forgot. Adna, Washington, near Chehalis. This is Taylor Vance and Roi Richards, and we are here today for this episode of Metaphysical Meltdown. This is going to be all about these two and their beautiful place here. They are going to be talking about the school, what they do here on the ranch, a little bit about themselves, and we're not going to spend too much time talking about anything but them because they are two of the most interesting people that I know. And I told you last time that I tend to interview my friends. I know these guys, but not well. And so you will notice that I will ask them questions, and I really won't know what I'm talking about, and they're going to explain everything. So here we are down by this beautiful creek on their property near this fire, and we're having a great time. And I'm just going to pass it over. Can you tell us about yourself, Taylor?
Yes, I'm a Reiki master, and my chief aim in life is to help others and to heal myself. And as I learn to heal myself better and better, I train my students to do the same thing. They say I'm magical, but I can make them magical too. Everyone can be magical. Roy?
Yeah, actually we started doing this, doing Reiki around 85. And that's when we got our first attunements, and by 1990 we kept thinking there had to be more to Reiki than what we were being taught. And so around 1990 we discovered that there was a deeper part of Reiki that Dr. Yasui didn't dare put out back in his day. It was just too advanced for people to accept, and so we keep discovering more and more of that, and it's called laser Reiki, and it's a deeper form of Reiki. Uses the same energy, but it uses the energy before that energy is dumbed down into the third dimension. It uses the energy as it's available in the fifth and sixth dimension and above. So it's much more efficient and much quicker than traditional Reiki, and that's what we've been doing. We teach regular Reiki, and we teach the advanced forms as well.
Well, I hope to come out and be a student of yours as soon as I can make that happen. But I have to tell everybody, we've been here for about 15 minutes. We've seen a bald eagle and about 7 other kind of birds. I have seen elemental beings down here, which I can see pretty well, and I've seen friends of theirs on the other side, let's just say. So this is a really magical place. I can see why Spirit chose it for you.
Yes, a well-known psychic was here one time right after we got the property, and she says there are elementals here. They're like fairies and entities, and they helped you get this place. And I said, well, I didn't know they dabbled in real estate. So she said, yeah, they wanted you here, and they made everything smooth as possible so you and Roy could be here to have the Reiki Ranch and have students come and heal and learn. They were really blessed to be here.
And so what are the classes called that you offer here?
Well, we have traditional Reiki, 1, 2, and 3, which is the Reiki Master, and we teach it in such a way that the ones who become Reiki Masters can go ahead and teach Reiki and pass on the attunements. See, Reiki has something that's unique in all of the healing modes, and that is that you get attuned. What that amounts to is, and it's easy to talk about now, but 100 years ago it was kind of tough to explain, but now it's simple to talk about, because what we do is we put in symbols into the consciousness. That's just like putting in software into a computer. And so we simply put that software in, and then you flow more energy than you were able to flow before. Most people flow about 25% more energy when they take Reiki 1. And then there's Reiki 2 and 3, and of course you pick up a little bit more on each one. But Reiki 1 is the main thing. do that, and you're flowing that energy. We all do this anyway. We do Reiki. Everyone has this energy flowing from their palms of their hands. It's simply when you get the attunement, that software tells your subconscious mind that it's okay to flow a lot more energy. So that's what that's about.
Actually, we are flowing source energy. We don't use any of our own personal energy at all. And this attunement, it opens you up to bring source in, and it heals our body as it comes out our hands and our whole body to heal other people. So we're not using our own energy. We feel refreshed and healed every time we run Reiki. And you can't really turn it off either once you get it going.
Right. And that, I think, is the difference between some modalities and some types of healing that people think they are doing that cost them energy.
That's right.
I've heard that.
Because I've met people who feel exhausted after healing.
Yeah, and that's the big difference with Reiki. You usually feel energized afterwards because you get first use of that energy as it flows through you. And since you get first use of it,
Yes, it should feel good.
Good.
So I've been Reikiing chemtrails. What do you think about that?
I do too.
Do you?
I do.
Oh.
Just ask Source to transmute them, make them beneficial to the waters and the plant life and
Okay.
the forests on Earth. I ask that in higher Source's name.
Okay.
It seems to happen.
Well, son of a gun, I knew it couldn't just be me. You know, the other thing I do is Mr. Tesla is a guide of mine, and he tells me that I can block anything and anybody with 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn it brilliant blue. And it causes people who are bothering me to have to go home and wash their cat. So I block chemtrails that way and EMFs that way and use shungite for blocking. What do you guys think about shungite?
I love it. I have a piece right
Oh,
here.
that's what that is.
That's
Oh, okay.
right. Too,
And
I
it's
think.
from the Shungite Bee guy.
Oh, Derek Condit, he's awesome. He's a friend of all of ours. So,
yeah, here's one of them right here.
Oh,
Roy
yeah.
has one too.
and I almost wore that today. Mine's a little heavy. I've got to get a different length of chain, I think. But, you know, I wanted to ask you, what is the difference between laser Reiki and fire Reiki?
Well, laser Reiki is where we developed laser Reiki. It's kind of like fire Reiki, but it's higher dimensional Reiki, and we do muscle testing. We talk to Source. People have a direct line to their higher self or to Source through muscle testing, and you can clear anything in a person's life, past, present, or future life, using these techniques. We can cure trauma. Once, say for example, a person has pain. Underneath pain, there's some kind of a trauma that happened, some stuck emotion. And
Yeah, it's a root cause. See? So we can take out any root cause. It doesn't matter what it is,
or
Okay.
where it
and we
is.
don't know where it is, and we don't even have to know what it is. The system we've developed, you don't even have to know what the problem is.
So could I ask you to talk about muscle testing? Because I think people sort of know what that is, but could you just, because you do this all the time, I do these different things too, but show me yours.
Well, mine is like this, or it could be like this. So this is yes, this is no. But muscle testing usually starts like this. Hold your hand tight.
Hold your hand tight.
And yes is
That's a
hard,
yes.
and show me no.
That's
And
a no, easy difference to
the
tell.
Weakness.
Easy.
I just can't hold it up when I
Yep.
say no, but that takes too long because we're doing these rapid healings. So instead of having to touch another person with their muscle testing, Spirit just told me I can do it with my hands. So this is yes, this is no. Or if I'm writing something, this is yes, this is no. So no, the fingers slip by. Yes, they hold tight. So we can divine anything really with muscle testing.
If a person wanted to learn muscle testing, simply get a book by Dr. David R. Hawkins called
Power versus force.
Power versus Force. That's
I
right.
love that book.
Yeah. Well, that teaches you how to do it in the latest versions of it. Now, the early versions, they didn't have individual muscle testing. You always had the arm thing.
Yes.
Okay, but later he also discovered that you could do it this way.
Yes.
Now, we didn't find power versus force to begin with. We learned a muscle test before we ever found it. So we didn't know we couldn't do this. So we learned to do that.
Isn't that awesome? Because it makes me wonder, where did I learn to do that? Because this was mine, and then I do that one if I need this hand, you know.
Yeah.
I wonder where the heck I learned that, because I've been doing it for so long. I know people that do a bunch of ways.
I think
You
it's
know,
just built into you.
I think
that
you're right.
willingness. You
Yep.
you're in a hurry. You want to go ahead and facilitate some healing, and this is just so much quicker.
Well, it's a communication tool. We have this tremendous subconscious mind. It's something like 100,000 times stronger than our so-called conscious mind. I don't know why they call it conscious and the other than subconscious.
Yeah, it should
because
be the
this
other way.
conscious mind can't do much anything, but the subconscious has all of this information and has a tremendous amount of it. It knows absolutely everything that's ever happened to you in all the lives you've ever had or ever will have. Now that sounds a little odd because of time.
Yeah, no time though, right?
There is none. Time is an illusion given to us so we can keep our experiences separated. If we didn't have time, everything would just run together for us. So time is a useful tool, but a person should realize that in reality, all of the lives we've ever had or ever will have are happening simultaneously. They may be separated by millions of years in time,
Well,
but
it's
they're
all
all
now.
happening all now.
Yeah.
All
And
now.
so that's why something that happened to you in some other lifetime, some other place, can come right across to you, and there's no way you can go to a doctor, any doctor you want to, and he can't find anything wrong. Can't find anything wrong, but you've got something wrong with your leg. Okay?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, that's it. See, now, when did that happen? Do you want me to test and see when that happened?
Sure.
Okay, let's go in thousands of years. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. A little over 3,000 years ago, that happened to one version of yourself. Sometime when this pain came across to you, probably you got in the same physical position that your other one was in at that moment.
Yes.
At the moment it got that hurt, whatever
Yes.
it was. And we don't know if it was when you were a male or a female, it wouldn't matter. But when you got in the same position and that thing just came right across to you, and it's not your pain.
Yeah, it's not your stuff. I muscle test. Is that your stuff? No, there's no.
Oh.
You muscle test that. Is it really your stuff?
No.
Not your stuff.
See?
Oh, for goodness sakes.
See, now, and the thing we do with that is we simply get rid of it. Would you like to get rid of it?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Well,
Give us the first number that comes to your mind between 1 and 100.
16.
Okay.
16. All right. Now let's pull out all of that particular 16 that you've done to others, caused to be done to others, wanted to do to others, or done to yourself. Pull it all out.
Breathe in the golden bright light. Let it go.
Pull out all of
Dissipate
that
it,
particular
release it,
16 that
uncreate it.
others have done to you, caused to be done to you, or wanted to do to you. Pull it all out. Pull out all the habit of that particular 16 and habit of the habit. Pull out all the memory of that particular 16 and memory of the memory, but keep all the wisdom gained. Pull out all the guilt, blame, shame, remorse, regret, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and all their emotions tied into that particular number 16. Pull it all out. Put in energy for even more health, wealth, freedom, and fun. Okay.
The energy now in this knee, before it was a 3 out of 10, and now it's, I think it's an 8. That's an 8 out of 10.
Wow.
Stand up a little bit and
Okay.
see how that
Test
feels.
it,
Yeah.
see if it's any stronger.
What it feels like is like I'm relaxed, is what I notice.
Uh-huh.
You know, can it be possible that somebody can have another lifetime thing happen if you go? So you went back to the 3,000. That's the first time. Did that clear everything to now?
It cleared that whole thing till now.
See, I don't know that rap
I took
about.
the root cause out. That's what I
see.
was after. That was the root cause of
Okay.
this thing. And it wasn't something you did in this lifetime at all. But it was you got in the same position,
Yes.
physical position, and that came right across, just zap.
Okay.
And I took one of your beings from your circle of being. Did not want to be healed at this moment, so I encapsuled that one off and then put the healing above it. So
Okay.
if it ever wants that healing, it has it available.
Awesome, thank you.
Because see, that will allow this leg to go ahead and heal up. Once the energy is high, there'll be no more pain and the body can heal itself.
So let's talk about that plasma stuff.
Okay?
Are you the person? You helped me over a year ago.
Yeah.
You said something on Facebook like, "Would anybody like to have a healing?" And so of course I said yes. And I remember you called me and you said, "Class, say hello." And I heard hello, 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 hello. And they said, "I've got a liver and I've got a," I can't remember. I think that was you.
Yeah.
And so I felt that healing tremendously when they did that. And so, can you explain that plasma thing? Asking
What?
for the plasma. Did I get that from you?
Yeah, well, we found out that we heard about the med beds, and
Okay.
then we heard about they're using plasma. And I think everything that a mechanical thing can do, we can do it. We're instruments of God here. And we're just calling on our God self. If a machine can run plasma, we can too. So I started doing that for my students, and they started doing it. And it heals a lot faster. It seems to know what to do.
Is it something? So, either you said how to do this, or somehow I figured it out. But I just wait till aura, chakras, brain, everything is ready to go, and I feel pretty solid, and then I just open up and say, "Holy ones, can I have the plasma light?" And it seems to make a
Indeed.
difference.
It does.
Is that okay?
Yes, awesome.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Very awesome.
Okay.
See,
'Cause
everything that we teach it so you can heal yourself with
Yes.
it. You can heal others, of course, and especially your animals. Animals
Yes.
are easy. They don't have all the preconceived BS stuffed in their consciousness that we have. So you can heal an animal easily. And if you ever doubt that Reiki is working for you, simply work on an animal. Then you know.
I know that to be true because we have a 10-year-old pug who's been having trouble walking. And for 2 weeks, I've been doing energy shungite honey, and he got him Cosequin. So all three of those things have brought back his puppy state. He's all happy and wiggly, whereas before he'd
Okay,
be
now,
kind of...
tell me the first number comes to your mind about him, and I'll pull out the root cause of the problem that his body has.
The emotional root cause is what we pull out.
8.
8. Okay, let's pull out all. What's his name?
Chief. Chief.
Chief.
Yes.
Okay.
Chief the bug.
Chief, let's pull out all of the 8s that you've done to others, caused to be done to others, wanted to do to others, or done to yourself. Let's pull out all of the 8 those is done to you, caused to be done to you, or wanted to do to you. Let's pull all of that particular 8, habit of that particular 8 out, habit of the habit. Let's pull all the memory of that particular 8 out, memory of the memory, keep the wisdom. Pull out all the guilt, blame, shame, remorse, regret, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and all other emotions tied into that particular number 8. Okay, put in energy for even more health, wealth, freedom, and fun.
We're using
Okay.
source energy when we use the laser Reiki.
Okay.
Source energy.
Yeah, we're not
And it
using
knows
our
what to
energy.
do.
We're not using our energy.
Because it would be great if that dog could bring us some wealth, because he's expensive. So what was his root cause?
I have no idea.
You don't know.
I
Was
don't
it
even
in
need to
another
know.
lifetime?
See, that's the point.
Yeah.
I don't need to know.
Was he a dog? No.
Ah!
There's some other animal in another lifetime. Is it a cat? No. Is it a wild animal? He was a wild animal.
Oh, a very lazy one for sure.
He's probably just resting up this lifetime.
I guess so. I feel like him and Tom are just so connected. They both want to just lie on the couch and have a pizza. They have the same way, you know. So they're connected. Well, that was absolutely fabulous. So what I'd really love to know about is how does a person notice that one has a nanobot or a implant?
Okay.
We can most test and find out.
Okay.
We just
Alright.
go into our higher dimensional laser Reiki, and we ask questions directly to Source or their higher self, whatever you want to call it, and then we get the answers through somebody. Who do you want to check? Yourself or
Well-
somebody else?
Let's check that guy over there, Mr. DeMille.
Okay. He has a critter. I just jumped into my mind. He has a critter, and we used to spend hours and hours trying to get rid of them. They're like like a bug or something that comes from another universe. And they're not mean, but they attach to the back of a person because they want the energy, and they're sort of lost in this dimension.
Okay.
We call them critters.
Yeah, because we don't know what they are. We don't even need to know what they are. We just know that they're there, and they are not from this God reality that we live in.
And is that an implant or something else?
No,
That's a critter.
That's a critter. That's
Okay.
the first thing that came to my mind was the critter.
Okay, does he have a critter? Yes. How many?
Yes.
Here's one.
So we used to fight to try to take it out, but all the tools that we have in this world will not work against the critters. So you want to tell them what we do?
Oh, sure. We simply ask. We simply ask the ambassador, and there's always an ambassador, because this sort of thing happens. And so we just ask the ambassador if that's one of his. Is that one of yours? Yes. Okay. Will you take it back? Yes. Okay. Pull it all out. Is it gone?
And then we call in some angels, like 10 angels, and they'll go to where the critter had his little claws into the backbone. It'll heal that with the golden elixir. So they're good at healing. We don't have to do all the healing ourselves. We've got assistance and help. We got great help.
Absolutely.
So
did you feel any of that?
Well, yeah, wiggle your body a little bit. You might feel a little bit more free in your back of your neck.
And if he says yes, I'm going to push him in the creek there, because he never says he can feel any of my work. But these guys are way up there where I'm way down here. So did you feel it, Mr. Man?
A little bit.
I'm going to push him in the creek.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's amazing. So no implants then, or no?
Yeah, I got implants too.
He does.
Yes, he got any stuff? No, just implants.
He got any beneficial ones?
One beneficial. How many non-beneficial? 4 of non-beneficial. Well, the beneficial one we'll leave alone and leave it in full operation, but the 4 that aren't beneficial, we'll kill all 4 of those. Okay. And that should also free up a little bit.
So you have all of energy, okay?
And you notice I make sound when I'm doing these things. And the reason is because we're in the physical world. In the 3rd dimension physical world, sound is very important. So anybody that does healing work and doesn't use sound with it are cheating their customers.
They're missing extra power.
Yeah, you get, let's see, how many times more efficient is it when you use some sound? About 10 times more efficient. And I see a lot of people do this healing work and don't say a thing, all very quiet.
So I'm going to tell people what you said, because when I work on people, sometimes I go, okay, so we're going to take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just the best interview ever.
Great.
Well, you know, it's just, hey, it even tells you in the Bible, that says first there was the Word.
Right.
And you know they didn't have words then, so what were they talking about? Sound.
Oh, that's, okay.
Most people think they get tinnitus.
So it's ringing in the
Who
ear.
has that?
Well, if you hear a ringing sound steadily, or maybe a little warbly sound and so on and so forth, that's not tinnitus. That's actually you're hearing the spiritual flow of that energy. And of course you can take medication and dull yourself down to where you don't hear it, so you can say, oh, I healed that. Yeah, but you want this sound. I hear this sound all the time. I've heard it now for the last maybe 40 years.
Okay.
But when I first started hearing it, I only heard it on one side. And then I kept asking and listening more in depth.
Okay.
And pretty soon I got hearing it on both sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder, you know, when I get up in the morning especially, I can hear all kinds of tones. Sometimes they'll just start on one side or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't figured out why.
Well, that's why.
But I felt like it was certainly one of the signs of this energy. Also feel a little crown of thorns on my head. I mean, I don't know if it's crown of thorns, but that's what it feels like. Just
Feels tight around there.
it does.
Well, I don't know what that is. I have no clue. However, do you want to keep feeling that or not?
It doesn't bother me because I just say thank you. I know they're doing something.
I think our spiritual being is a lot bigger than the body.
Yes.
You might, bring it in, and it might be trying to make extra room.
So you are saying something that I wanted to ask. I have a friend that is a very special person, and I know she's feeling she has all kinds of understanding by way of just simply knowing.
Yeah.
She says she can't hear or see as of yet. However, she's noticed in the last while that she's having her brain or her head bone open up. So when you touch the top of her head, she now has soft spots where she used to have bone.
Interesting.
What do you think that is? And she gave me her permission to ask you about that.
Spiritual expansion hit me, and then I just muscle tested to confirm. I get some messages, but I always confirm it with the muscle testing.
Okay, that's
Spiritual expansion.
That's what
It's a good thing.
I definitely felt that way. She's also married to one of the smartest people I know, and I feel like her brain had to just open up. But no, yes, I get spiritual expansion, but really that's the first ascension symptom that I have known in somebody that's an actual body change as yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you explain how to live longer?
Well, Roy and I have just figured that out in the last few months, because I passed the die date of my parents at about 75 years. And well, I passed their date, and I still feel good. I wonder why they died. And Spirit told me they had an expiration date.
That's it.
Like a
there's
product.
a use-by date.
Yes.
Just like on a box of cereal.
Yeah, that was their expiration date. So we decided that, well, we have all the tools. We just got to figure out how to use them. So what if we canceled our expiration date for the physical bodies? Because we're I'm 78. He's over 90 now. And so we decided, well, we'll cancel the expiration date, and then we'll reestablish, we'll reprogram a date further into the future. Because once you get close to an expiration date, everything goes downhill.
Your body starts slowing down things and shutting down systems and so forth.
Yes.
So that the body is done when the due date comes.
Yes.
See? Well, most people don't realize that people have a due date, and they don't realize for sure that you can change it. But you can change the due date. No big deal.
We're all recreating a reality once we figure we have the power within to do that.
Yes.
Why should we live a life that's less than what it could be?
Well, why should we live a life that someone else decided for us? See? Why should we live a life that we allowed to be set up before we came in here this time?
Yes.
Why should we live that life? We don't have to. We can live any life we want to once we get here. We're not given full disclosure of what it's like here.
And in our lifetime, do you think we'll know so much more?
Well, that's why they don't want us
We
to
never
live
die.
too long.
We never die,
Yes.
really, as spirit people.
Yeah,
Right.
our bodies die, but if we take care of our bodies well and keep them fun to live in, there's no reason for them to die off.
We had Lyme's disease in like 2004. And energetically, we could sort of hold our life force, but we couldn't, we were slowly losing ground. And we figured out what we had, and we could not take pharmaceuticals because they all have side effects and poison. So, you pray to spirit and you ask questions on the inner, and this solution came to us. And we found it. And there wasn't much information about it, but we muscle tested how much we should take and for how long and what quantities and all. And we wound up taking it for 2 years.
Yeah, and the thing about Lyme disease, everybody knows that it's incurable. But we didn't even try to cure it. We simply wanted to get rid of it.
Well,
I don't know of any reason to cure any disease.
Mm-hmm.
Because the disease is not sick. How can you possibly cure something that's not sick?
I see. Okay.
Point of view.
Yes.
See, so all we simply want to do is get rid of it. And you can get rid of almost every disease. There's really, and some great healers have said this. They said there's no incurable diseases. However, there's a lot of incurable people.
Yeah, isn't that true?
Yeah. So.
But once you clear the emotional blockages that are under every disease, then you have the freedom to go ahead and move beyond that experience. Everything is a blessing because you learn so much from it.
And so what would you say that the best thing the average person or someone who has some sort of situation going on, diabetes, let's say, or thyroid condition or something like that, what is the best, most basic thing they can do right now?
Take the minerals.
Okay.
Hey, you see, it's like a body is sort of like an apartment building. When it's first built, it's in good shape, right? They put in plenty of supplies usually, okay? And it can just operate great. And they have a good maintenance crew built into it, okay? Now what if no one ever furnished any more supplies for that? Could that apartment building last very good?
It ran out of supplies.
Yeah, I see.
See, it cannot be repaired. See, no supplies, can't be repaired. And here's the reason why that's happening.
To the human body.
Yeah, to the human body. All these places that grow food,
Mm-hmm.
they grow food the same time, the same place all the time, year after year, year after year, hundreds of thousands of acres of food, okay? It only takes 3 different minerals to make really beautiful food. It'll look beautiful on the shelf, taste great, so on and so forth. But it takes 60 minerals for any animal with a vertebrae, and that includes a human animal.
Yes.
We need to get that food with the minerals somehow. We can't just go out and eat dirt or ground up minerals. It has to be processed by a plant. We call it plant-derived minerals for a reason.
Yeah, a plant is a little mining machine, really. It's all it is. It's a little mining machine. It mines the minerals in the ground, breaks them down tiny enough so they'll go into our cells. That's why we have plant. That's why it takes plant-derived minerals. Okay. However, if the mineral isn't in the ground, that plant can't mine it, can it? Simple. So we've been eating empty food. Most everybody, empty food for 100 years.
Yes.
So that's about how long it's been that everything's been intensely cultivated. About the last 100 years.
Different parts of the body need different minerals to rebuild itself. The heart and the veins and all, they lose their what do you call it?
Elasticity.
Yes.
Yeah, see
And
it.
they get hard, you know, and then they have heart attacks. And they
Right.
break open.
See if you got gray hair, that shows you're low on copper, because copper is what makes that's what the what do they call it?
The pigment.
Yeah, the pigment. That's
Okay.
what the pigment is made from, is copper. Okay, that's the same stuff that makes the veins and arteries flexible. So if you've got gray hair, you're prone to a heart attack.
Uh-oh.
It's simple. It's real simple. You can walk down the street. No, that guy could have one. That guy could have one. And the gals who can't tell because they always color their hair, so you can't tell what they did.
I'm taking the minerals though. Absolutely. I definitely remember if I do any kind of channeling work or anything, it doubly reminds me I got to take the minerals.
And if someone gets diabetes, you mentioned diabetes.
Yes.
Okay, they're low on chromium. Simple. They're low on chromium, and they can't get it off a bumper.
Okay.
Another thing about diabetes, it's the pancreas.
Yes.
So you would want to know what's their life force frequency in the pancreas. And that's how when we do energy healings, we want to know where they are, and we do a clearing, pull weapons out, and then we put energy in, and the life force frequency will come up. But on a scale of 1 to 10, most people with diabetes, their pancreas is just a 3 or 4
Okay.
out of 10. So it means it's blocked.
70%
could be
blocked.
70% blocked.
Okay.
When
Can't
the body's
expect it to work good.
blocked, the life force energy is blocked, then there's no healing going on.
Right.
So by doing an emotional energy healing like we do with the laser Reiki, we can raise the life force frequency, then the body can begin to heal, give the person the minerals, give them the correct diet and mindset because people think that it's incurable. Well, guess what? It is.
Yeah, if you believe that something is incurable, it certainly is. But if you, on the other hand, you think the other way, then it's no big deal.
Yes.
Just like that Lyme disease. There's a lot of it. And people think it comes from ticks. And that's what they try to tell you. And yes, a tick might have spread it to begin with. But any biting insect, or anyone who has it, it's transmittable. It's in saliva. It's in semen. It's so you can get it if you're intimate with anyone and they have Lyme disease, you got it. Simple as that. And so these people think, well, I've never been out in the woods and I never got bit by ticks, so I couldn't have Lyme disease. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's very contagious.
And then Epstein-Barr virus. Do you believe that that's what folks with fibromyalgia and lupus have?
They could have that also, but this little spirochete that causes Lyme disease.
Okay.
Here's what it does. It goes to the weakest point in the body that it's in.
Okay.
All right. Now you've got different weak points in your body than I do. All right. So you will get different symptoms from it because it'll be the symptoms of your weak spot. So you may get fibromyalgia, where I'd get rheumatoid arthritis.
I see.
Same bug. See?
Well, it could be companion bugs,
Oh,
co-infections
yeah,
too, but this water solution, water purifier, the chlorine dioxide, kills all of those little bugs. And it's not approved by the
Oh, of course it's not. It's
Right.
cheap.
Is
big
that
pharmacy.
the MCM?
MMS.
MMS. Okay.
MMS.
The last time I talked to you about that, I realized I think I had that because I think I put it in my water and then I knew that I needed to put it in my bath instead.
Mhm.
And now I can't find it, but I know I have it. Isn't that the thing? You know you need to take something and then you have it. It's in my I know I'm going to start using that. I just have to find it.
You need to check your worthiness of getting over and getting well.
Okay.
It might be a little bit low because
Okay.
when we hide things from ourselves, it shows we may have an issue there with the self-esteem and worthiness to
okay.
get well.
Okay.
Just little
Or
fine-tuning there helps.
Subconsciously, you may have put in a little program that says that you're not worthy.
Okay.
And it's very easy to
Everybody
do because
has it.
everybody tells us this.
Well,
And,
Yes,
and if
sir.
you hang around any religion, they tell you for damn sure that you're not worthy.
you're not good enough, you're not worthy,
Yeah.
aren't you ashamed of something?
Yes.
Yeah.
As a
See,
child,
so if you
get
have
beat
something like
down.
that running in the background, you will actually hide stuff from yourself.
Oh, think of all the things I've lost. My Saint Germain ring. Everybody knows I lost that. Well, tell us in the wrap up, what do you really want people to know about this awesome?
And we enjoy giving away free Reiki 1 training. All they have to do is buy the workbook. And the bird, hear the bird? He
Yes.
says, free
Do it.
Reiki training.
Just do it.
Yeah, and once you get Reiki 1 and you start flowing the force from the source of things, not using your own energy, it will absolutely amaze you what you can do.
Yes.
Just with Reiki 1. And you can get a full certification for Reiki 1 here for absolutely free.
That's awesome.
And that's normally, it's a $200, $250 value.
Yes.
Most any place. Most
Yes.
any place.
Well, we're halfway between Portland, Oregon, and Seattle. So we like to give away a big package to get people.
Yeah, give away some real value. So
Right.
that, and of course they can take Reiki 2 and 3 in the same weekend if they choose. And
So $2.99 for the whole package.
Oh my
to
gosh.
become a Reiki master.
Okay, so you do a weekend program for that
We
if they
do
choose.
a weekend program.
Okay.
And you get all 3 attunements.
Okay.
You get the attunement so you can do long distance healing.
Yes.
And so on and so forth. Get the whole package for $2.99.
Yes.
And if they don't know if they want to do it, come and do the free Reiki 1. If you don't like it, don't like what we're doing, don't like it, don't take the other 2.
Right.
It's just simple.
But just come to this place, everybody. It's so peaceful. It's so beautiful, and it's so full of love and joy.
Oh, we have camping spots too.
Oh.
And
Or like if people want to live with you, like me.
now, we have places where you can pitch a tent for a day or a week
that's
or
awesome.
a weekend or whatever.
That is really great.
Several really nice little camping spots. We can go up and take a look at one here pretty soon if
Okay,
you'd like.
and we'll take some pictures.
And we probably ought to show you our schoolroom. You know, most people don't believe that we really have a school here.
They really do. And so what we'll do is we'll wrap up this part. We'll go in the school, and we'll see you in a minute. Okay, here we are back in the classroom at the Reiki Ranch, and these two beautiful souls are going to be talking about some of their products. They're really important products, so I hope that we can just take a couple minutes to talk about each one.
Okay, well, in that case, let's start with magnesium spray. A lot of people don't realize that if you take magnesium internally, most of it becomes a laxative, and you don't really get any use out of it.
It's like the milk of magnesium.
Yeah. And so the way to get magnesium into your body is to spray it on your skin. Now, a really, really good way to use it is use it in place of underarm deodorant. It does that. It kills the bacteria, but it's a very good place to take it into your body.
Because your heart is getting it when you spray your underarms.
Yeah, one of the things that you have when you have a heart attack is lack of magnesium.
Okay.
See? It's just like in diabetes, it's lack of chromium.
Okay.
So it's very, very important to take proper minerals, and we do have those available. So you can take, and they have to be derived from a plant. They can't be minerals that you'd go scrape up at the machine shop.
Right.
You can't do that.
This is also good to spray your legs with. Anyone has muscle cramps, and sometimes I'll mix it with the DMSO. DMSO makes things go in deeper, and so I'll mix these together in a little spray bottle and spray my legs. And have to be careful that my hands are clean too, because I don't want any perfume or anything when I'm rubbing it in.
Okay.
Because whatever you put the DMSO on, it'll take it into your body.
So I remember DMSO being popular back in the 70s. I remember my mom taking it when I was a kid. I forget why she took it. What was it popular for back then?
Oh, it could have been for any number of things.
Would it have been arthritis, maybe?
Yes.
Could have been.
Okay.
It's good for that.
And then when you take it internally, what else does it do besides make things work better?
Well, one of the things it'll do, what do they call it?
Amyloidosis?
Yeah, amyloidosis is a disease that causes that.
It's the abnormal buildup of protein.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the brain.
Okay.
And this is one of the few things that'll go across the brain-blood barrier.
It will
I
go
see.
in and
Okay.
dissolve it and take it out. Abnormal buildup of protein. That's in that book you were talking about. That's page 4. Talks about amyloidosis. And you go to the Mayo Clinic and they say amyloidosis is incurable.
I wonder if that would open somebody's pineal gland.
It
Oh,
might.
Help your
idea.
third eye. I'm into that.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. And I've been taking colloidal silver for a long time. This year only had sinus and whatever you might call just maybe a cold once, whereas last year 4 times really laid out.
Mm-hmm.
And so this year of taking the silver up my nose and down my throat every day.
Kills bacteria on contact.
Yeah, it's an actual natural antibiotic, but there's no money in it.
Yes.
See, they can make big money off of artificial antibiotics. You can't make any money off this stuff, so it's not going to be popular.
But one thing about this I noticed is I was just saying to Tom that for my whole life I've had sinus stuff or allergies, and I've taken so many different over-the-counter and more for that. One squirt of this up my nose and my sinus is open. So even just for that, it is worth its weight in silver. And then this stuff is pretty amazing. What is that?
This is a water purifier. This is a travel pack, because when you're traveling, you can go through the TSA with this little package, and you're making chlorine dioxide, which kills all virus, all bacteria, Ebola, everything they throw at you. It will. If you mix it up and drink just a drop or two in a glass of water, it'll go within and it'll kill all the bacteria in your body.
Well, we can't really say that because we're not medical doctors.
That's true.
But if we were medical
didn't say
doctors,
it.
we could probably say that. But on the other hand, that only costs $17.
And that's like a 3 or
That's
4 month supply. This is the 4-ounce bottle of the water purifier. Costs you about $1 a week to take it eight times a day, 7 days a week. This is what Roy and I took to get rid of Lyme's disease.
So can I ask you, what is your background? What did you do before this?
I studied veterinary medicine, and, but I never became a vet. I went to Panama instead and worked for the U.S. Army for about 20 years and raised a family there. And we've just been studying alternative healing. Roy has a PhD.
Yeah, well, I have a PhD in natural nutrition.
Okay.
But I've discovered so much more since then that it really negates all that stuff, mostly.
Okay.
But you see, I was in motorsports to begin with, and I did quite a few things in motorsports that are well known. I imported the first Honda motorcycles into the United States for one of the things I did, and I'm the guy who invented the ATV.
Okay.
So I did that.
All-terrain vehicle.
Yeah.
Motorcycle.
Well, that is interesting. I'm just very
That's a
thankful.
whole nother story.
Yeah, you're a multifaceted guy, I can just tell. But I'm so thankful that you are doing what you're doing now, because you have helped so many people, both of you. And how long have you been together?
Well, we've been
What,
together.
1980?
Yeah.
Okay.
However long that is. Quite
However
a
long
while.
that is, I don't know. I need that thing to decalcify my brain to be able to figure that out. But is there anything you want to say, your last thoughts?
Well, how I got into the healing work
Yes.
would probably be interesting. My first wife got cancer, and like I say, we were in motorsports. We didn't know anything about any health or anything. You ate a balanced diet. That's what they told us, and that's what we did. And so she got cancer when she was 38.
Oh my gosh.
And it took them about a year to kill her with radiation and so on and so forth. And I knew there was something wrong with that picture. So I started studying health and nutrition. That's how come I went and got a PhD in natural nutrition, trying to figure out what was really happening in this world. And I realized that most everything they've taught us about everything is a lie.
Everything's a lie.
Yeah. And you just have to dig around and find it. And they really don't like us living very long because we start understanding the scam. See?
And we cause trouble to the system.
Yes.
So that's how I got into it, and just like in motorsports, I discovered a whole new category, a whole new platform of motorsports, ATV, and that's made the motorcycle companies all over the world billions of dollars. And then I got into Reiki, and I just knew there had to be more than what we were being told.
Yes.
And so we discovered that there was definitely more.
It's
Laser
laser Reiki.
And you know how it got called laser Reiki? A psychic lady was watching us do it, and we asked her, what's that look like? She says it looks like a blue laser beam when you send that out.
Okay. Okay.
And that's how it got called laser Reiki.
I love that. And I am so thankful that we were able to come and meet you in person instead of on the astral, which I probably haven't met you there before. So thank you both, Taylor and Roi from the Reiki Ranch. Everybody, please come and take their classes, come and meet these folks. You can get these products from them over your website.
Yeah, ReikiRanch.net.
Okay, Reiki Ranch.
ReikiRanch.net is
Or
our
they could-
products, or if you want to read articles about Reiki, there's ReikiRanch.com, and there's also Laser, L-A-S-E-R, Reiki.com.
Okay, thanks everybody.
And
Have a
of course, you
blessed
can
day.
give us a call,
Yeah.
Oh, tell us that. What's your number?
360-748-4426.
It's our home phone. Just give us a call.
All right. Well, thank you to both of you, and everybody have a great day. We'll see you next time.